Let me tell you, there's nothing like thinking you're about to break up a trespassing case and instead stumbling right into the middle of something that kind of knocks the wind out of you, you know? I mean, the dispatcher just said, trespasser, quiet neighborhood. Likely another mix-up, maybe a bored kid or a new neighbor who didn't get the memo. But the second I rolled up and saw this kid 16, skinny, hair already stuck to his forehead from the heat bent over, yanking weed from a garden like his life depended on it, well, something felt off. Not bad off. Not, I need to call for backup. Off. More like, wait a minute, am I the punchline of a joke the universe is playing right now? So, yeah, I step out, badge visible, just in case, trying to look all official, but inside I'm already pretty sure I'm not going to be writing anybody up for anything today. I walk up, and he doesn't flinch, that's what gets me, you know? Most teens freeze when a cop walks up, but not this one. He just wipes sweat off his brow, glances up, and says, "Hey, sir, is it okay if I finish this corner?" Just like that, totally calm, respectful, not a hint of attitude, not even curious about why I'm there. And I'm thinking, all right, let's play this out. So I introduce myself. Ask him his name, Keontae Evans, he says, and his voice is steady, not defensive like he's got nothing to hide. I ask what he's doing, and he shrugs. "Just yard work, sir, miss. Patterson hired me." Now, at this point, you can see the house is all neat except for where he's working, and honestly, the whole thing feels less like a crime scene and more like a summer chore from back in the day. But here's where it turns I could have just left. I mean, honestly, I should have just radioed in false alarm and headed back to my usual rounds. But something about the way Keontae looked, how focused he was on every weed, made me pause. Maybe it was the old shoes he was wearing, or the way he kept glancing over his shoulder at the house, like he had somewhere more important to be. So I asked him, half joking, "You saving up for anything big, man? Or just trying to stay out of trouble?" He gives this half smile and says, "Just trying to get school clothes for my brothers and sisters. 5 of them, all younger. If there's any left, maybe I'll save for a PlayStation or something, but mostly it's just clothes. They grow fast." Let me back up a sec. I'm standing there, badge on, supposed to be the authority, and I'm the one feeling a lump in my throat. No complaint in his voice, no life's not fair talk, just a kid, head down, working for his family like it's the most normal thing in the world. So I thank him for explaining, tell him to stay hydrated, and walk back to my car, but I can't shake it. You ever get that? When you see something that feels important, even if nobody else notices. That's what this was. Couple days go by, but I keep thinking about Keontae. Not just the work ethic, heck, plenty of kids mow lawns, but the way he did it. Quiet, determined, like he carried his whole family on his back and wasn't going to let them down, no matter how hot it got or how many weeds there were. So I do something I never do. I ask around, a little informal background check a mess. Patterson, the neighbor, tells me he's the real deal, says she's never met a more respectful kid, always asks before touching anything, and always leaves things better than he found them. Now, here's the twist. I start thinking, if I was in his shoes at 16, would I have done that? Probably not. My parents would have grounded me if I'd even tried to sneak out and do anything for my siblings, much less sacrifice the little I had for them. And honestly, how many adults do you know who do that these days? It hit me hard. I want to show him, and maybe myself, that sometimes, just sometimes, hard work and doing the right thing gets noticed. So I get this wild idea, maybe a little impulsive, but I swing by the electronics store, use up a whole month's worth of coffee money, and buy a PlayStation 5. Yeah, you heard that right. Those things are still hard to find. The guy at the register gives me a look, probably wondering if I've lost it. But I'm on a mission now, you know what I mean? Next afternoon, I pull up to that same house. No call this time, no radio, just me and a box in the trunk. Keontae's in the yard again, this time raking leaves, and he looks up, probably thinking I'm there to check up on him. I pop the trunk, haul out the PS5, and say, "Hey man, I think you earned this." For a second, he just stands there, mouth open, like he doesn't believe it's real. Then he bolts inside, yelling for his siblings, and comes running back, throws his arms around me, almost knocks me off my feet. I gotta admit, I blinked a few times to keep it together. It's not about the game, not really. It's about someone seeing him, seeing the effort, the sacrifice, the hope he carried for his family. Maybe for the first time, he felt like somebody out there actually saw him for who he was, not just a kid pulling weeds, not just a name on a police report. I didn't do it for applause, hell. I didn't even tell my buddies at the station. But when you see a chance to show a kid that the world isn't always cold, that good things do sometimes happen to good people, you take it. That's what my dad used to say anyway. And here's where it gets wild. I figured that would be the end of it, you know? Good deed, lesson learned, move on. But MS. Patterson snaps a picture, word gets out, and before I know it, folks all over town are reaching out some offering to help with school supplies. Others just want to say thank you. Some just saying they never realized how hard some kids have it. It kind of blows up online, gets picked up by the local news, and suddenly Keontae's got more support than he ever dreamed of. I hear his siblings each got new backpacks and shoes, and someone even offered his mom a job interview. Sometimes the smallest moment, the thing you think nobody's going to notice, becomes the spark for something way bigger. Let's be real, most days, people don't get noticed for doing the right thing. Most of the time, it's easier to look away, to mind your business, or to write off the trespasser as just another problem. But sometimes you look closer, and you find a story that makes you question everything you thought you knew about good and bad, about effort and reward, about what it means to do the right thing even when nobody's watching. That day, in a sun-baked yard in Hateville, I got a lesson in that from a 16-year-old kid with dirt under his fingernails and hope in his eyes. So what do you think? Would you have stopped, or would just kept driving? Ever been the kid nobody noticed, or the one who finally saw someone else for the first time? Let's talk about what's right, what's fair, what we owe each other in a world that too often looks the other way. Drop your thoughts below. Who knows? Maybe the next story starts with you.